I haven't. He got. Remember when he just got online randomly and joined the party?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
that was over a year ago.
Yeah, the dude when we were playing wasn't it Helldivers 2, right?
I think so.
And he was like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll play with y'all." Never joined the party ever again.
Oh, him.
Well, he
Yeah.
didn't get on again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because wasn't he like in the military? So he was like stationed like
I think so, yeah.
out of country for a long time. Yeah. What's crazy is him and Rico were the first two people I met from the group. Like he was the other guy that was in the squad when Rico met me. And that was back when I played nothing but Warframe. Warframe's what? I still find it crazy just the chances of me actually meeting the group. It was all done by RNG.
Yep. Welcome to draw.
Why are they these guys yep, okay. And do it again. Okay. Apparently these guys are playing Russian roulette by shooting at each other's feet.
Man, Russian roulette doing what?
Betting. They're doing Russian roulette, but they're shooting at each other's feet. So they have the one bullet in the gun.
Real bullets?
Yeah, yeah.
The fuck?
I think I've seen that video.
Yeah.
Is it black people doing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And dude
came
got
out
shot in both his feet.
Yeah, because he came out the hospital and he wanted to play again.
Okay. No.
Yep. Got the one bullet. They're shooting, and then dude gets shot. Goes gets
Not
picked
doing
up,
that.
and then comes
You
right out of the hospital.
get nothing
and
from
again.
that except for a foot injury.
And so both his feet got shot.
No, I'm good.
Gosh. He's like, let me try again.
So stupid.
Boom.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to win his money back.
He's the unlucky one to get shot in.
How much did he lose?
Not just 1 foot. I think a lot.
Are you already in a mission, David?
Oh yeah, I'm in a mortis trial.
Everybody's shooting both of my feet over. No.
I need to do my mission.
That's just money I lost.
Yeah.
Okay, when is this Rogue Trader crossover gonna happen? That's what I want.
What is that?
Darktide and Rogue Trader crossover. So Rogue Trader is it's a Warhammer game that's sort of like Baldur's Gate. So it's got
They
like
must have
turn-based stuff. Oh, free rewards await you both in Darktide and Rogue Trader during a limited time crossover event in which the Void meets the Hive. In Darktide, you will find the Coronis Charm, the prestige of House von Valentius. Adorn your gear with this relic of noble lineage and show your allegiance toward the morning star. Okay. So it's just like you'll get a special attachment for your weapons during the event.
I also want to try out that Doom game.
Doom? Yeah, that looks pretty fun.
Oh, the new Doom game? Yeah.
Not Doom, the
Doom. Awakening?
Doom.
Yeah. You talking about D-U-N-E?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yes. Doom. I've seen
that. The survival? Yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
And it's multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I was watching
Yeah, there's gameplay out for it.
I was
Pretty
watching
good.
I was watching somebody play it, and he was playing with somebody, and the dude was standing out in the sand, and a sand crawler was like out of the sand looking at him, then went under the sand and came up right under him.
Yeah.
And
Because
dude was like, "You were
they
supposed
do
to
it.
walk out of rhythm."
Yeah,
Yep, they do. Yep. Too
like
much noise and they'll come out.
they put the lore in there where it's like you can't walk in a rhythm or it'll come after you.
Yep.
Or have that bike, which is the Dune bike, I think they called it.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I want that
actually looks
chopper.
really good.
That
Now,
dragonfly chopper.
what is that gonna be on there?
Everything.
I think it's on
Oh,
everything.
really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you can wishlist it now if that'd be it. Yeah, but it looks pretty fun though. So, Geralt, they released what they look like. What's her name is also coming.
Yeah, I see.
Jennifer.
And Siri.
Oh, Kate. They're not the actual. They're just skins.
Yeah, no, they're just
except for
skins, yeah.
Geralt. Geralt is Geralt. Wait, no. Oh wow, that night skin looks pretty fire.
People are trying to say that the next license thing is going to be BioShock. No.
That would be kind of cool though.
Well,
running around as a big daddy.
The only reason I say it's probably not is because they wouldn't had a BioShock like licensed without a map, because this one's just, it's a new killer and 2 new survivors. But I feel like if they did BioShock,
yeah, there would have been a Rapture map.
Yeah. And I can't think of who, unless the 2 people are from BioShock Infinite, the dude and that chick.
Yeah.
Because
I get the feeling
one...
that if they did do a BioShock, the killer would either be a splicer or a Big Daddy. But I would vote for a Big Daddy for sure.
I would assume it would be a Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Big Daddy, they can have a legendary skin for a big sister.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, and then maybe like it's kind of like the twins, where it's the Big Daddy, and then there's the
and there's a little sister.
You play as like the little sister, and then if one of the survivors does anything to the little sister, that's when the Big Daddy like charges.
Yeah, it enrages him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could definitely.
Or they could do the Atom, like the harvesting the Atom as a.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, like the little sister harvesting.
Like maybe there's little
sisters.
Yeah, maybe there's like little sisters like on the map, and if you go up and harvest them.
Yeah, you'll get highlighted on the map
Yeah.
Right, you get exposed or something.
But it would have to be it would have to be a Rapture map. Like it couldn't just be.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
Rapture.
it would work in other maps, but like, if that was the crossover, then they would have to add a Rapture map, because that would play into that whole like new mechanic or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what else they could be planning.
Let's see.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they decide to do. So y'all remember how I was telling you about, like, there's that healer stuff, and that one dude from Marvel, that dude that was like shitting on the healers. So he started playing healer to like prove that it's the easiest class.
Yeah.
And when he was in like bronze and silver, posting how he was like always getting MVP and winning, and now that he's in like the actual rank that like he's in, he's like losing and not getting MVP at all. And he's like he's like realizing the actual struggles of a support player, because his team is like shitting on him, saying they're not getting heals. He's getting like one shot by Black Panthers and dive characters, and he's like now realizing, okay, maybe it's not the easiest.
Yeah. That's
Because
what happens when you play nothing but damage.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I understand. Like, yeah, you're going to get MVP and gonna be like the top of your team in bronze and silver because you're like a pro player. I would expect you to be able to roll bronze and silver players.
I would make fun of you if you didn't get MVP
like,
in bronze and silver.
Yeah, it's like, it's not the class. It's you are a pro player. It doesn't matter what class you play, you should be able to roll bronze and silver players. Once you get into your own rank, that's when you actually, because you're going against people that are at your skill level. And now it's like, okay, now you're kind of seeing what people are saying, where it's like, it's not the easiest class to play because you have so much to worry about. And it's just so funny watching him just like get one shot and like get told he's being a horrible healer, and how all the DPS are like shitting on him. It's like that was you. That was you.
Yeah.
And so now I think he's gonna be stuck at the rank he's at now.
Initiating crowd control.
Oh,
Until he conveniently forgets all that and just goes back.
Yeah.
But now that he's done that, people are definitely going to remind him every time he says anything about support. It's like, hey, remember how when you went to support and you played worse than all the other supports?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, and seeing his like scoreboard where he's like only going like, he's going like 4 and 8, and like he's like going negative and not getting that MVP or MVP. It's like, yeah, you're like, it's
apparently they're gonna let us choose our own chapter in Dead by Daylight later on. What do they mean by that? I don't know. I guess literally means they might put up a poll, ask what we want, ask players what they want.
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah, like ask.
That'd be pretty cool.
What like actual crossover we want.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, are y'all planning on playing Dying Light?
I don't know. Maybe I've actually been thinking about it, going back to it.
Because I've never deleted
go back to
it.
Dead by Daylight.
I've never deleted it. It's always been on my extended hard drive. But
Yeah,
it just hasn't been updated.
I stopped playing when they did that stupid skill-based matchmaking thing where it was like either I'm only getting placed with like super sweat, so I can't do anything, and I don't really play like killer very often, so I didn't know like I didn't know what I was doing there.
They got rid of skill base, and what they have now is like you have a rank, and when
that's what and they like keep you in that like rank.
Right, until as you win matches and stuff, your rank goes up, and so now the only problem there, what I've heard like pro Dead by Daylight players say is that the only problem with that type of system is that it promote basically people will play a certain way, and you can play almost any way as killer in the lower ranks and win, and then you get used to playing that way, and then all of a sudden you get to that higher level, and now that doesn't work. So
Yeah.
you just get steamrolled, and these people haven't figured out how they're actually supposed to play things. And
Right.
so you run into those people, but at the same time, like,
Or if your rank gets high enough, you just keep going against the same people over and over again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're at the top, you're at the top.
The only thing I hate running into in Dead by Daylight is when I'm playing killer and I run into a survivor friend.
Oh, Swift.
Because
Yeah.
because like 9 times out of 10, a survive with friends is extremely sweaty and extremely toxic.
That's when killers resort to the slugging and the camping
Yep,
and stuff.
yep.
Because
Slugging?
it's a strategy to combat that shit.
Yeah, okay, so David, do you know what slugging is? Okay, so you know how in Dead by Daylight, once the survivors hit twice, they're crawling on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
slugging.
called slugging.
Because they're moving
So
real slow
they go
and shit.
around, and instead of picking up the people that they knock down and putting them on hooks, they just leave them on the ground.
Oh.
And then they'll just
they-
eventually die.
There are perks
but they-
that a survivor has that they could get themselves up.
Well,
I
no,
know about that.
they made it so everybody could just do that now. Because there were so many people slugging that they had to put in where I think you can get yourself up once without that perk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do believe, or
They
it's
wanna-
like
they wanna
after
combat.
a certain amount of time, you're in, because so many
Slugging,
people were
camping, and
slugging.
tunneling. I don't know how they're gonna stop you from doing that. But
Well, they can't. Really, the
Yeah.
only thing about tunneling that the only like preventative measure that there is that it's frowned upon in the community. As
oh, wait,
a
yeah, the players don't care that.
Yeah, because it's not bannable to just
Right.
focus one person.
I mean, it's a strategy, especially if you're going
in
against a
all
good team.
honesty, tunneling somebody is a very valid strategy, and I don't know why people complain about it, because technically, if one of the people is being tunneled, the other 3
Everyone
should
else
be
can do
focusing
it.
gens.
Yeah.
They should be popping gens
Yeah.
and getting everything done, while this
Yeah.
stupid killer is tunneling this one person.
Unless the
Because
killer has
if
like
a survivor, right, if a survivor is like halfway decent, you can loop somebody for a decent
Yeah,
amount
you
of
should avoid
time,
the
right?
if that killer isn't good like that, or if that killer is good
Yeah.
and knows
Yeah, because
when to abandon chases and stuff,
yeah,
or if they have anti-generator perks that'll
Because
slow
then
you
there's
down.
also the people that, like, if someone's getting tunneled, like, the rest of the people will run and take the hits for that person. So that way
That-
they...
Well,
I know
see,
that.
if I'm
They can't
tunneling
be
somebody, if I'm tunneling somebody, I want their teammates to do
Right.
because I'm getting
Exactly.
free hits on
Yeah.
the other people
So
without
then they're
having to go
easier
look
to
for
just
them.
not.
Yeah. So like
Mhm.
I've tunneled before as a killer, but usually I only tunnel if that person did something toxic. You know, like teabagging after they hit me with a pallet, or blinding me with a flashlight after they hit me with a pallet. You know, stuff like that. The blinding after a pallet is one thing. Like that's actually a valid
Teabagging
strategy.
is another.
And yeah,
Yeah,
teabagging
that's-
or flashlight clicking, you know, where it
Oh
doesn't
yeah, they
even
can't even do that
anything.
no more. They think that
Oh, you can't do that?
no, they can't do that no more.
Or,
That's funny.
or if they, like, when they're in a locker, they bash you at the locker door and start teabagging and then run away.
Right. That kind of
Uh-huh.
stuff, I will tunnel the heck out of you and kill you.
Oh, the
If
blue
you do that.
squads.
But I
Yeah.
also, it's also real easy to realize if they're trying to get you to tunnel.
Right, because they...
Like if they're going out of their way to do that, then I know that
they're the good. They're the good. Like,
and you flat out ignore them unless you have an easy way to hit them. So like one of my characters one of the killers I have is the guy with that has the harpoon gun.
oh yeah, the
And so it's
Gunslinger.
yeah, gunslinger. And so sometimes I'll go after those people if I'm playing as him, because then it's just like I'll pretend like I don't care and I'll go look for other people, and then right when they're kind of not paying attention, I'll spin around and like, haha, shoot them and reel them in, get a free hit on them. It's like, all right, and then they run off. It's like, yeah, okay. But I think probably one of my favorite killers, because it's hilarious, is playing as Nemesis. You got the freaking zombies that are running around. And there's videos I've seen that are hilarious where it's like he hits somebody, they go running, and they go around a corner, there's a zombie right there, and the zombie hits them and knocks them down.
Yeah, because they're too busy looking at the killer.
Actually, I think that's what it was. There was a video of a survivor being like super toxic. And and the nemesis punches them, and they teabag, and then they run, and they go around a corner, zombie, and smacks them, knocks them down, and then they rage quit, because you know that's a thing. And they finally fixed
The crazy thing is that's a party game.
It was a party game.
Yeah.
It was.
anymore.
Yeah, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
People turned it from a party game into a sweat game.
They really did.
Well, the devs did that.
Yeah.
But the
Ain't fun in games no more.
they did finally fix it where, because used to, if somebody rage quit and just quit out of the game, the killer at the very first of Dead by Daylight, the killer didn't get anything from the players that rage quit. Then they changed it to where you got like you got a quitter bonus. But
That's
now
crazy.
what they've done is they've changed it to where the player's body doesn't disappear. They get knocked when they rage quit. So you can walk up, pick them up, and hook them, and you get you get full credit from it.
Quitter bonus is funny.
Yeah, it was literally called quitter bonus. It was hilarious.
More games should do that.
And see, I don't know, I've never really realized, or not realized, understood why people quit out in that game, because it has penalties. Like, if you quit out of the game,
Some people would rather quit than give you the win, because in their head they're not giving you the win. Same thing on For Honor.
Yeah.
There's a
It's a
quit penalty.
satisfaction of quitting.
Yeah, or
It's just
they don't
weird.
want that to they don't want that to reflect into their stats.
Not realizing it
So that's why
does.
they quit
Yeah,
before
it still
they.
does,
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they're like, oh, it's not gonna because I quit before I either get hooked or before but like it's still counting no matter.
but I don't even think there are stats like that in Dead by Daylight.
I don't
which
think so
makes it
either.
worse.
Yeah,
but,
it's like it makes no sense.
I will not sit here and say I've never quit out of a game in Dead by Daylight as a survivor, but when I did, it was because either one, the killer was hacking, because that's happened to me before. I don't know how they got it, or well, no, I do know, because it's you can play PC players on that game.
Yep.
So it was a PC killer hacking, and he was like zipping around the map real quick, and his cooldown on his swings was super fast, you know, stuff like that. It's like he was guaranteed a 4K. Oh no, and it may not have been the same killer, but there was another time the killer, all he had to do was swing and it would automatically hit one of us, no matter where we were on the map. Yeah, I quit out of that one.
Yep.
And then there was that one where he was really fast. I quit out of that one. And obviously there have been a couple of instances where I was just super pissed off and I quit out. Usually that happens when like everybody on the, like somebody got downed like immediately, and so then and so they rage quit, and so that just, and when that happens at the very start of the match, somebody rage quitting because they got knocked, you might as well just quit out at that point, because I think if it's at the very start, you don't get a penalty. Because I remember there were times where we would, somebody would quit out, and then everybody else just quit out, like right afterwards. Because it was just like, well, we're not going to win this now, because we only have 3 people, and we don't even have a gym done yet.
Right.
So, there are instances where
I don't think I've ever quit.
Yeah. There are certain instances where I think it's okay, at least I'm okay with myself quitting out, but I would never quit out just because I did. It's like, hey, if I get knocked, at least I'm distracting the killer for this certain amount of time, and hopefully my teammates are doing something.
Right.
But I
don't
would
know what they're gonna do with
I will say probably the funnest thing to ever happen on Dead by Daylight is when you run into like a friendly killer, and
yeah.
and usually this happens if like everybody used like a blood point boost, and so did the killer, and so the killer basically will he'll whack people, and then the teammates will heal them, and then he'll whack them again.
The funniest match I've been in was we're both running from the killer. One dude threw the paddle on me, stunned me, or a pallet on me, and he just kind of looked at me, and then he just walked past and got the other dude, killed him, and then brought him to me.
Yep.
He was like,
wow,
that too.
Oh, the killer saw that happen and he killed that one.
Where it's like
it's
it's like 2 people running from the killer at the same time, and the person in front throws the pallet down and basically sacrifices the other survivor. I've seen that so many times.
He's like, no.
And a lot of times when the killer sees that, in like every video I've seen that's like that, the killer will look at the survivor that just got abandoned, and it's like, nah, you're good. I'll get him.
It's like, you know what, he's like, you know what, I saw that, bro. I'll go get him. You straight for now.
That's messed up.
Whenever I play killer, I just let everyone live, because I was just playing for like
For me, I just like
whatever.
fucking with people.
Yep. So I would send them a message. I'll be like, I'll let y'all live. I just need to get so many hits or so many downs, and then y'all good.
Right. I remember my very first killer was Doctor. Dude, that was so fun. Just like shock therapy, everybody's screaming. It's like, aha, I know where you are. You're over there. Come here.
I think I might download that for Nisha so she could just be the killer and just terrorize people. She would like that.
They've added so many killers and survivors.
I'm surprised they added a killer from an anime.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do more of those. Neck is really popular.
Because the closest thing they had done before that was they put that K-pop guy in there. The trickster.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't know why he's.
Dude, his backstory is gruesome.
Yeah, I've read it. It's pretty good stuff.
Like, he's probably one of the most sadistic killers in the whole game, and that's a game with people like freaking the Shape and Freddy.
Ghostface is pretty sadistic too.
Yeah, David, I'm just hanging out, so let me know once you finish that.
Oh, I see what they mean by choose your own chapter. Okay.
He's talking about the
So,
that guy that's got the book.
yeah, but I guess what also it is, it's what they're going to do, which this is going to be in 2026. They're basically the community is going to uh decide the killer and the survivor. So their looks, their lore, and gameplay.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yep. I think there's gonna be something like that.
that is not good.
Yeah.
That's gonna result in some crazy OP
Yeah.
characters, both
I
survivor
can see
and
yeah,
killer.
and killer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because all the killer mains are gonna make something just atrocious, and all the survivor mains are gonna take all the best survivor perks and put them under one.
I always love seeing the toxicity between killer quote-unquote mains and survivor quote-unquote mains. Because the thing is, I've probably played just as much survivor as killer, and I have no qualms with saying that survivors are OP compared to killers. Because from my experience of playing both, every time that there's nerfs, patches, stuff like that, almost like killers almost never get any sort of buff. They're always nerfed. Survivors almost get nothing but buffs. Except every once in a while there is random times like when they nerfed Dead Hard, they nerfed
Oh man,
Dead
they nerfed
Hard.
that shit. I've seen
Yeah.
almost nobody using that.
Yeah, nobody uses Dead Hard anymore. Because it's you don't have like 10 frames of invincibility anymore.
And that other one, the one that lets you get off the shoulders of the killer. They nerfed that one too.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah,
It was Lars Strode's.
Yeah.
Cannot remember what it was.
Use a
What it
little
is.
knife.
Oh, they made another new game.
Oh,
But
Behave.
because like recently,
It has my face.
I don't know what that is.
That's what. Yeah, it's a first-person roguelike set in a dystopian city where you'll have to find and kill your clone before it kills you.
oh boy,
Sounds interesting.
yeah.
It does actually sound kind of interesting.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was they buffed the heck out of survivors with this new perk. It allows you to take a hook off of somebody and put it on yourself.
Oh, that a new perk?
Yeah.
Huh.
So essentially, somebody could get hooked, and like let's say that somebody gets hooked a second time, so you know the next time they get hooked, they would just insta die. Well, you get them off the hook, you use the perk. Now they've only been hooked once, and you've been hooked once. Yeah.
Now that's gonna encourage tunneling right there.
Yep. And
Probably can't use it but once.
Darva was talking about it. He used to play. He used to be a Souls YouTuber. But
I know who that is.
yeah, he plays like nothing but Dead by Daylight now. Or at least that's like his main content, and he's super good. I love watching him play. It's crazy. But
I'll watch
he was talking about that perk, and man, I went down in the comments. I was like, man, why did they do this? It's like all this is gonna do is
encourage tunneling.
encourage toxicity from the survivor mains, and it was just like I play Survivor a lot. I know how these people operate. But without fail, there's going to be some Survivor main that's like, no, we needed this. It's like, no, you didn't. And they're going to say that it's to, you know, prevent tunneling and stuff. And it's like, nah,
Hand-holding.
this is, it. Yeah, it's hand-holding. And then also it's going to, like, if I was a killer and someone did that, I would just be like, all right, I'm just gonna hook them again. I'm gonna make sure this person dies because
I'm
you
going
didn't
to-
want them to die. I'm gonna make sure they die.
Yeah. Encourage that toxicity.
Yep.
So I'm going to target this person indefinitely.
Right, because you wanted to protect them, so now I'm definitely gonna kill them.
So now I'm out. Now I'm out to prove a point.
I'm
make
gonna
a
hook
point.
them and I'm gonna stand right in front of them.
Camping. Boom. They want to do anti that too. You're not gonna. How you gonna stop from camping a hook?
You can't really. Well, they could, but the only ways I can think of that they